There was an extensive Q&A with Russian Fishing 4, and in this Q&A we of course also focused a lot on the zig rig, and we tried a lot and fished with the zig rig, for example here on the Akhtuba. And one fish is especially exciting for zig rig fishing, and that is the silver carp. Well, this is obviously a very small silver carp, but it works absolutely fantastic that you can go for silver carp even here in the pond on the Akhtuba with zig rig. Silver carp with the classic silver carp aroma, you normally catch them quite well also on the Sura, and there's already a detailed video about that, with which baits and with which ground bait mixes and so on, and at which spot. Just check that out. The spot works again and again, so you can catch silver carp also on the Sura quite well. And here and now at this spot, like I said, I'm testing it once again with the zig rig, right? Nalaton tried that out during the live stream, and he actually pulled one in really nicely, 12 kilos. So that works super well. And afterwards we tested it a bit more. So here it seems like the silver carp is coming in quite nicely. I've just been here again for like 10 minutes, and it's already biting really, really well, and it's already tugging again. Now let me check. Yeah, there's already something on. Very good. Not that big yet. I'm curious how big they get. Those are the second candidates here, so also more in the midwater zone. So how do we go about it now with the zig rig? I already explained that in the last few days in the tutorial. Just check it out again. Tutorial about zig rig fishing, and boom, rod back out. And now let's just take a look at the basics. So what do we need to know? Target fish is the silver carp. And with silver carp, it's of course important to know where is the silver carp actually hanging out. And the silver carp tends to be more in midwater or in the upper water layers. And now we've got, if we use the rod here, the marker rod, to test the ground or the depth, we've got 15 meters here. I'll cast out real quick, let it sink, bail closed, and now the float comes up. There it is. And now we pull just a bit tight, and already it says 2.65 below. So 2.65, 2.7 meters roughly. That's about the depth here. So let's just say it's 2.70 meters deep. And now the bait is down there, or the lead, and now the bait goes up again, and we want to go into the slightly higher layers, and accordingly, I'm using leaders here that are all set at 60 centimeter depth. So 2 pointers, almost 3 meters deep, 2.70, and then it goes back up, which means the bait is at about 2.1 down meters depth. And I think I could go even higher. Maybe I'll try a 1 meter leader next or so, and maybe go even higher. So definitely try out those higher ranges. But oh yes, it actually seems to be working well even at this depth. So that's already a good sign. Let's walk a bit forward. There it is. Yeah, that's perfect. Here on this pond, you can of course walk along beautifully. Oh yes, that one's got a bit of weight. And that would be amazing now. A nice silver carp trophy. I'm still missing that on the Akhtuba for the catch book. I already have it on the Sura, so no new star. But for the catch book, that would definitely be interesting. Yeah, that's a silvery one. Oh yes, I think that's a silver carp. Oh, that is a silver carp. That could be a nice one. Let's check it out. Oh, ha, 20.7 kilograms. Damn, yeah, that's a really, really nice unit. So 20.7 kilograms silver carp, that's really something. Back in quickly, and right back to the spot, casting out again to the 15 meters. I'll leave it for now with the leader length. I actually like it like that. And there's the next one on, also biting a bit, but I think not as strong. But that's looking really, really good. We'll take a closer look at the setups in a moment, how the foam is done, what ground bait mix I'm using. It's just being launched here with the spod rocket, or you could also do it on pellet basis. That's definitely possible because we're only, like I said, 15 meters away, and you don't need to use PVA. And with the zig rig, you can't use PVA anyway. So let's see, heavy fish and still pulling on the brake. Let's see, is it a grass carp? Or I think that's more likely a grass carp. Yet also not bad. Come on in. 15 kilograms grass carp, not bad. Yeah, we'll take that as well. Now let's quickly look into the leaders too. Go to the feathered leaders. Then I might build another one that's a bit longer. Let's take, say, an 80 centimeter one, or 1 meter. Come on, I'll take 1 meter. And now we go down to the leader materials, the ones we want to use, and then we choose monoline for the leaders. And now we have all the monolines here. There are some in colors if you're using shorter leaders maybe. And in green tones, we've got mono US, mono 3D weed, or dark. That's definitely an option. But in open water, I'd prefer transparent. And so I'm taking this one here, 31.7, 317. And for the snap, we'll take this one with 36, so it's slightly stronger. And we'll craft that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. There they are. And now I've got the option. And there's already another one on. That's great. Also getting bites. The middle one has had the weakest response so far. Oh yeah, that one really wants to go. Doesn't want to come out yet. Let's go a bit higher on the break. And now back. And yeah, just a grass carp and lost. I overdid it. That was definitely a bit much, especially with the walking and all. That's really risky, but it was just a grass carp, so I'm not too bothered. So, now using the monoline 1 meter long, I also have 1.5 meters here. Let's go with the 1 meter one. And this one is green. Both are green. 14 green and green, so double green. Just grass based. Right back out with it. By the way, always change leader lengths if the weather or the time of day changes drastically. Always adjust. That's similar to, for example, spinning on Yama. If it suddenly starts raining, you may want to change lure color or switch to jigging or something like that. You always have to adjust the depths. And of course here too, with reverse float fishing, with float fishing in general, if you're fishing for a bleak with a float and suddenly it gets cooler, then go a bit deeper or test higher up. Always try and test the depth. Right now I've just put on the 1 meter leader, and it's already tugging, not hooked yet. So reset quickly. But it was definitely already biting. And now we just use the time, and I'll take a look into the ground bait mix. Wait a sec. The rocket, and here we go. Very nice. And this is the ground bait mix. This is how I built it. Hemp seed based, always good for these Asian carp species. So grass carp and silver carp, magic hemp works super well again and again. Grass cake, feed pellets, linseed, pumpkin seed, freshly cut grass as aroma, and this combo's been working pretty well so far. Let's put that down, and here we have the first one. Yep. Oh, look at that. Right here at the front again, another small silver carp, and that's now again on 1 meter, and that means if I now notice it's working again right away at 1 meter, I'll change all the other leaders as well. And then they're probably hanging a bit higher up, or I'll keep adjusting. So that's how it looks. Just go test it and play around with the zig rig. Now you roughly know the spot. Now you also know where the silver carp are hanging, probably a bit further up in the upper water layers. So get to it and test it. And the big advantage here on the Akhtuba, to practice zig rig for now, we don't have these extreme weather conditions, like water suddenly getting cold or warm. We just have constant water temps, basically. Still, always changes depending on the time of day. Maybe it cools down again towards evening. So always test leaders with different lengths, and then it should work quite well here. So, head to the spot, leave a like if this helped, subscribe to the channel, helps me a ton, and then we'll see each other in one of the next videos, or maybe in the live stream. Until then, tight line.